What's going on, guys? So by now most of you know what's going on. Popped my engine, which is unfortunate. We've taken it apart. I'm back at the house now. This video is just going to kind of show what transpired throughout the day, what we were going to be doing, the lead up to it, the success that we thought we had on the dyno but actually didn't. It's unfortunate, but enjoy the video, and after you guys see everything, I'll touch on a few things since the car's apart now. What is going on, guys? So I just pulled up to King's Performance, and we're doing another dyno day. So I'm backing the trailer up right now and doing this at the same time. I'm a bit of a multitasker, and this is looking good, looking good. Yeah, it's probably good. Got it. So we're gonna get Jason on the computer and do some more dyno pulls. Right at the end.
So they give it an MRPM pickup from
So I have a feeling that everybody's probably going to freak out when I even explain this. It's harder for you guys to understand because you're not here, you don't see everything. But basically, we had a mechanical failure inside the engine. I'm not an engine builder, nor am I a mechanic, nor am I anything but a car enthusiast that makes videos for you guys to watch. But basically, the dyno session went extremely good today. Everything was spot on to what we want. Like, I haven't felt like a bit of relief in the past like couple months. Things have been difficult. with Jason trying to remote tune the car, new parts going on the car. Check out this FRS. Gang shit.
What up, man?
But it's been very frustrating and very difficult and time consuming and anyways, you know, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. When I saw the numbers looking good, the AFRs were looking good, and timing was good. Everything with the engine was fucking perfect. I get off the dyno, they're like, hey, do a burnout. I'm like, cool, I'll do a burnout. So I do a burnout. The car acts weird, but it was like fine. That's when the car shut off, remember that? And I was like, it's doing something weird. But it was still like running fine, so I was like, okay, I'll do a donut. Do a donut, and bent a valve on my engine, which could be catastrophic, could not be that big of a deal, depending on what it looks like when we take the engine apart. So this is definitely not news that I want to hear. This is probably not news that you guys want to hear. You guys don't understand at all the effort, time, blood, sweat, tears, and money that goes into this shit. So I didn't even want to talk about this because I know the comments are just going to be fucking terrible. And like, that's the last thing I need right now, to be honest with you guys. So I'm going to go home and rip this engine apart, and I'll bring you guys along and share it with you. If you guys want to see what's going on here, it's not supposed to do that.
She's fast, mate.
As soon as we got home from the dyno, the car, we took it apart. And probably, how long do you think we got the engine out? 45 minutes, hour? Yeah. About 45 minutes, we had the engine out, heads off of it, and trying to diagnose what happened. And right when we took the intake manifold off, we could see that the head, like the valve guide, was actually like broken off. And so, engine came out. There was a lot of things that were a bit rushed when we put this engine in the engine bay that was not the cleanest. Like, it looked pretty good, but could always look better. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise. We're gonna redo some of the chassis wiring. My oil pan was leaking. It does suck because this is a very expensive motor. And, but there's nothing I can do about it. You know, it's gone now and we just have to move forward. And this is right when the season starts. All the events are happening. We were going to go to the U.S. Drift, West Palm, or what is it? Palm Beach International Raceway? PBIR. And we didn't make it. And so now I've got a little over a month to have the car back together, tested, and ready to go for the VIR U.S. Drift Shootout event, where in 3 days you are able to either win a good amount of money, or win a good amount of money and possibly an FD license if you podium. Now we're going to go there and drive the hardest we can, hopefully have a car that's reliable and capable, and whatever happens, happens. It's going to be a good experience either way to drive with people that are better and have more experience in like a competitive field. I have a lot of knowledge of it, but not enough like hands-on, you know, in the car experience with competing. So it's going to be an eye-opener, I'm sure. So I'm going to walk around and show you guys a little bit of what the damages, what happened, and explain what we're going to do now that this expensive engine is busted. So I'll start here. Engine is out of the car. Pressure washed it, cleaned it up. All the chassis wiring is going to get ripped out. Matt is going to redo the chassis wiring. We're going to go over everything that's in here. We're going to redo the entire oil system because if any metal got into my oil lines or into my oil cooler, it could cause failure for the next engine. Over here, all the parts that are off, clutch, expansion tank, coil packs, ignition stuff. So I'll just scoop this under there. Now moving on to, this is the passenger side head. Check out this valve. The head broke straight off, got wedged in the chamber. Spark plug's broken. There's metal everywhere. All this, the cylinder's fucked up. Everything's gouged, broken. The valve is still attached to the spring, so I'm not really sure what happened. The engine's gonna go out to Tom, and Tom's gonna look over it. And then over here, still got our flywheel adapter plate on there. All right, so check out that piston, huh? It's an expensive piston. And there's holes literally punched in it. And metal everywhere. It's very unfortunate. Very, very, very unfortunate. Just gonna give you guys a look here. And then over here, S13 is coming to life. Matt has helped out a bunch with the kit. We got the back bumper on. Working on the front bumper right now. Don't forget, you guys could win this thing. All you got to do is hit the link in the description. Front bumper's about to be on, and Matt's gonna paint it. I'm gonna prep it for paint this week, and we're gonna shoot it next weekend, and then also try and get this thing finished in the next week. Woo! If you were thinking about buying an entry but you haven't done it yet, now's the time, because this thing is in rough shape, and I'm trying to go drifting this year and make content for you guys. But yeah, shit happens. Really does. Fast, really quick, as you saw in the video. Went from fucking 100 to 0 quick. So our options for replacing the engine. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we get a junkyard 6.0 iron block, because it's cheap and I don't have a lot of money nor a lot of time to build an engine. We'll get a junk 6.0 iron block engine, take it apart, clean it, try and get some decent heads. GM makes a LS2 performance head that comes CNC ported, and if you buy it from Brian Tooley Racing, it comes with their valve train kit in it. And it's, I think the heads are like $2 grand, which is pretty cheap for a good set of heads. So we'll get that iron block. We'll just use the short block. We'll throw the new heads on it, and then put my intake back on it. And then if it we'll go to the dyno. If it makes decent power, if it makes anything over 420, then we should be all right. If it makes under that, we're gonna have to put nitrous on it for the competition, because that's not gonna be enough power. So nitrous is cheap, it's effective, and it's easy to install, quick to install, and easy to tune. It's just a bitch filling bottles, keeping bottles warm, and whatnot. So I think that's the plan. Today, after Matt's done with this front bumper, we're gonna load the engine up into my truck. We're gonna head to Melbourne. Quick little 2-hour drive, drop the engine off to Tom. I'll film a little bit, you know, for the next video at Tom's shop, and we'll get his, we'll let him diagnose it and explain, you know, what could have maybe caused this and what we're gonna do to prevent it in the future. And yeah, it's a lot of work ahead, but it is what it is. And nothing, no matter what happens, is going to slow me down from making this shit work, because I have worked way too hard to drive this car this year, make sponsors happy, make you guys happy, put on a good show at every event that we go to, and progress in this sport and with this hobby of mine. So I'm gonna keep at it. Fuck it, right? I'll see you guys tomorrow at Tom's shop. Peace.